Pav is one of the most popular breads in Mumbai, and it is pillowy soft, light and fluffy. You can see it being enjoyed with so many dishes. We have Vada Pav, Keema Pav, Pav Bhaji and so much more. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make it at home. This recipe is foolproof. The pav comes out light and fluffy with the perfect chew. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Saloni and let's make homemade pav. Let's start ingredients. First up we have flour, also known as maida. There's salt, sugar and instant yeast. A little bit of milk powder, milk, water, butter and oil. Start by combining the flour with the milk powder, sugar and instant yeast. In case you're using active dry yeast, you will have to mix it in with the milk and sugar and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until it activates. Add in the lukewarm milk. Make sure the milk and water both are lukewarm. What this will do is let the yeast activate and make sure the proofing happens properly. Mix this well with a wooden spoon until you have a shaggy dough. Once the dough is nice and shaggy like this, transfer it to your surface and we'll start kneading it. Knead the dough for about 5 to 6 minutes until it comes together. The reason we put both milk and milk powder in this recipe is because we get that beautiful brown color with it when it caramelizes. And what milk powder also does is that it keeps the bread softer for longer after it has baked. If the bread dough feels a little dry, add some more water and continue kneading. Once the dough is nice and smooth like this, we'll add in the fat. So I have a little bit of oil along with the softened butter and the salt. The reason we add all these ingredients later on is because fat hinders gluten formation. So once the gluten structure has formed, we add in the butter, oil and salt, which adds a lot of softness to our bread. To knead the dough, use the base of your palm. Keep turning it around until the surface is nice and smooth and round it up once it's ready. Once the dough comes together, cover it with a damp cloth. We're going to rest this for 10 minutes and knead it once again. After resting the dough for about 10 minutes, we'll knead it a couple of more times until the top is nice and smooth. Transfer the dough to a well-oiled bowl. Cover it with plastic wrap and it's time for the first proof. We'll set it aside for 1 hour in a warm place until it doubles in size. So now that our dough has doubled in size, it's time to deflate it. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on top and punch it down. The reason we do this is so that the yeast can move around and grow once again during the second fermentation. Transfer the dough to your surface and we're going to divide this into 9 equal portions. Try to keep the size of the dough ball as even as possible. To shape the dough, lightly dust it with some flour, press it down and start gathering the edges. Shape it tightly into a dough ball. Just make sure that the surface on top is nice and smooth. And once it's nice and smooth on the top, just make sure to pinch the seams at the bottom. Make sure to keep all the dough balls covered with a damp cloth at all times. After rolling out the dough balls, place them in a greased tray. You can use a rectangular tray or a square tray. Just make sure to keep them half an inch apart so that when they proof the second time, they will stick together and bake like that. Cover the tray with plastic wrap. It's time for the second proof. Keep this in a warm place for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it doubles in size. Look how beautifully these have proofed and puffed up. We're going to sprinkle these with a little bit of water. It's time to bake them in a preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius for about 12 to 15 minutes. And the pav is out of the oven. Immediately spread out some butter on these. This will make sure that the pav remains nice and soft. And we'll also get a beautiful shine on them. Cover these with a damp cloth for about 5 to 10 minutes so that they retain their moisture. And now my favorite part, it's time to taste test the pav and also assemble our dough. These smell incredible and the texture is super light and fluffy. I can't wait to try them out. The texture is absolutely stunning. You guys cannot miss out on this recipe. I'm sure you're gonna love making this at home and eating it with literally everything. You can find the full recipe in the description box below. Comment down and let me know what you would eat with your homemade pav. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Happy baking!